So Candace Owens left us on a cliffhanger the other day, and she came back yesterday and she started with, I know I left you on a cliffhanger about this picture of Jean-Michel Tragneau and Emmanuel Macron and how they're not supposed to be related, but they look very much alike, and didn't explain it further and dropped a few more bombs. So here is the best theory that I can come up with to piece the implications together that she was kind of putting out there. His parents, Emmanuel Macron's parents, supposed, alleged, actual biological parents, were a psychiatrist and a pediatrician. Now, on yesterday's show, on Friday's show, she explained that his mother, this woman, was a pediatrician who took an extra special interest in trans issues. She was involved in some transitioners, and that was a bit weird. Yes, definitely a coincidence. But here's my separate theory, because it still didn't explain what she was talking about his what now wife's nephew looking so much like. My theory is his father and his mother somehow got involved in IVF, like eugenics kind of things, and they had a specialty for, getting sperm donors, getting egg donors, whoever they were, whether they were in the family or not, and putting them together to try to create the child or children to experiment on that they wanted. And somehow Brigitte is involved in this, or whatever her name was when she was a man, allegedly. So if Brigitte was a man biologically and was able to donate some sperm to their cause, it looks like they then created embryos from, let's say it was his biological mother. His biological mother had the embryos and maybe had some different donors. Maybe his father wasn't his father, or stopped being able to bear children, and she needed sperm donors, and they just wanted to propagate embryos anyway. So this is my theory. And that's why I think the implication that Macron could be married to his biological father-mother it seems crazy, but when you remove the relationship like that and think about it in an IVF scenario, just like a sperm donor, right? Like there are stories of like sperm donors propagating like hundreds, if not thousands of children because their sperm was used to fertilize these eggs. And, if that person's walking around in the world, potentially he could end up getting together with one of his offspring. And it's disgusting. And in this case, the Macrons are aware of it, likely, right? But that's how it can happen, because you don't have any kind of attachment with the person. And if your sordid evil intentions are to create these embryos to then control them or to marry them, like let's say, I work with people who are so frustrated that they can't find a wife or a husband. And we hear all these stories now about like creating AI girlfriends or maybe husbands and how that turns out. But what if people who are twisted, like the Macrons potentially, create actual life to do that? So they're technically genetic offspring, but to them, they're just puppets.